What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the RPS Swing for the Fences Mlb Dfs show. I'm back. I'm your host, JSU. Here with me today, my boys, Big T and AP. Big T, we'll start it off with you, man. What's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm excited to be back on here. The last time we did a baseball show, we had one of the best nights we've had at Run Pure. So hopefully we can bring AP in the mix here and we can have a little three-man party here tonight on the leaderboards.
Yeah, that's what we want here.
The listeners, I should say. We got to include the listeners as well.
Well, yeah, then we can ratchet up to the top 10, 1 through 10. We'll take 1 through 10 in the leaderboards and leave everyone else. But AP, what's going on?
What's going on, man? It's Saturday. Got myself a nice little cocktail here, some whiskey. You can't do baseball commentary on a Saturday without a drink in your hand. So not all of us can be out at the lake or out at the pool. Some of us got to grind and get the winners, right? For the people. Here's the thing, guys. Like, I got some big shoes to fill. Like, our MLB team is just phenomenal right now. So I feel like I got some winners. I spent most of the day researching the slate. Me, when it comes to MLB, I always got some contrarian takes. And, I love MLB. So I'm excited to get going.
Yeah, we got our guy JT Hayes in the in the chat. Here we go. 6 figures, taking it down a couple days ago. Shout out to JT again for that big takedown. He's calling Big T selfish. I love to see it here.
I feel bad. I always include JT. He can come on right now if he wants on. JT's always welcome in the victory circle.
We let him in the room at 1 in the morning. Come on, JT. We let you in at 1 in the morning. You were smashed. Yep. You were dropping F-bombs. We still let you in. But guys, we got a pretty good slate to talk about here. Let's dive in. Let's start at pitcher and we'll work our way down. Now a pitcher, it's interesting here. We've got a few guys, like 3 guys really, who are going to be very chalky, right? We've got Gallen, we've got Sheffield for cheap, and we got Wheeler. Now let's start at the top with 2 of the studs. Let's start with Gallen and Wheeler. And Tony, I'll bring it to you first. What are we doing with these 2 studs? They're both going to be very popular. Gallen's going to be more popular than Wheeler, though. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, so we've been on the Giants the last couple nights, but that was against lefties, and that was against guys that aren't Zach Gallen. So it was a good spot for our Giants. They came through for us. They came through again last night, by the way. Wilmer, another bomb off a lefty. But splits don't exist, some people say. I laugh at it every time. But another bomb off a lefty, I'll throw that out there. But tonight, yeah, the Giants aren't in near as good of a spot. So Gallen has been incredible all year. Let me pull up his last couple games. He's had the weird part about Gallen, too. He's had some super tough matchups where he was at Coors, he was at Arizona with the roof open, and his numbers have still been 27, 21, 17, 23. He's been living between 90 and 100 pitches. He's just good. And the Giants, while I do think their offense is way better than people thought coming into the year, I like it way better against lefties than righties. I still don't feel as comfortable as other people will with Gallen just because I like some cheap guys on the slate. But if I was going up top, it would be Gallen over Wheeler almost for sure. But then all of a sudden we get into the conversation with baseball where AP's in the basement. Look at that lighting he's got. I can't even see him.
I don't know what's going on.
I can't even see him.
All around me. It's so painful. My lighting's just a disaster.
He talked about being contrarian, and we'll get more into it. But if Zach Gallen is really going to be 50% owned, I almost have to fade. I don't feel great going against our Giants who have hit good with a 50% owned pitcher. Especially at this price where we can pay up for some hitting. I like the cheap arms tonight, I think.
Well, that's the question, right? Is you're going to like the cheap arms then if you don't want to pay up, and that's going to give you some more expensive bats, right? So that'll definitely be interesting for the stacking standpoint when we get to the hitter side. And we'll get into those cheap arms in a second, but AP, I want to bring it to you. And what are you thinking on Gallen and Wheeler?
Yeah, man. I mean, once my power gets back up, we'll be ready to go. Yeah, I like Zach Gallen. He's one of the guys that I want to just get completely overweight on. I got a cheap guy that I think is going to get me some leverage down there in the very cheap range. So I like Gallen, and then the other guy I like up top is the Dodgers pitcher, Ginger Guard, Dustin May. I'm going to have some exposure to him too. I think he's like 9,100. He's going to be under 10% owned. We get the Rockies away from Coors. They tend to be swing happy on the road. It's a high upside matchup.
Yeah. Tony, any interest in Dustin May? And then we'll bring it to the rest of this AK range after that. Like, what are you thinking here in this AK range? And if you have any interest in Dustin May, give it to us now.
Yeah, no, I'm giving a pass on that.
All right, so you have no interest in Dustin May. What about the AK range, though?
Yeah, I mean, I just look at it, and the projections on all these guys just suck. So I like the cheap guys. I look at the projections on these cheap guys and the matchups, and I'm trying to look through this 8K range. I mean, I just don't see anything with upside in there. You got guys that don't strike people out. I mean, starting with Zach Davies at 8.9, no strikeouts. Hendricks, no strikeouts. Dobnak, no strikeouts. The Houston guy, really tough matchup. Matt Boyd has been awful. Alex Cobb, Freeland. I mean, all these dudes are not good plays, so I'm fading all of them for sure.
AP, before we get down to the cheaper plays, anything from that range, that AK range that you like or no?
No, actually, I think I was just looking at the tiers, and that range, I'm fading. I think Big T said it perfectly. It's pretty gross. The upside isn't good. You're really relying on the pitcher to limit damage and get lucky with some strikeouts. And so I hate to do that. I'd rather go with a high upside guy.
All right, well, let's bring it to the cheaper range. And AP, I'm going to stick with you here. Who are the pitchers you're looking at down here? Like, let's just finish it out here. The rest of this range, who are we looking at?
Yeah, so one guy is going to be just massive chalk in this range. I believe it's going to be Sheffield. The guy I like is the top prospect. One of the Indians' top prospects, Tristan Mckenzie. This dude, he's 6'5", has an absolute cannon for an arm. He's dirt cheap, min price. And I don't hate the matchup. Like, I like these spots. I mean, the Tigers are just, swing happy. It's just such a good matchup for this kid getting his first start. So that's going to be the guy I'm overweight on, and I'll be underweight the chalky guy.
All right, so Tony, bringing it to you. Sheffield, chalk. You like them? You don't like them? And then anyone else in this cheaper range?
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield looks very good. I mean, Texas just can't hit. Like, I don't like – I feel like every time we come on a show, I'm playing pitchers against Texas because I just don't respect their offense much at all. Sheffield has been really good the last two starts. I mean, 29 points, 15. He went 90 pitches, basically both. And that was against Colorado and at Houston, which I think at Houston's a pretty tough matchup. So, I mean, the price, super cheap. You got a really good pitcher, which is a nice bonus in that game. I mean, I think he's just an easy lock button play. I mean, he's going to be very chalky, but we can always find low-owned plays in baseball. I'm not worried about that part. So I never mind eating chalk at pitcher. If the pitcher is good, that's where I'll eat chalk. I don't usually like to get crazy at pitcher unless I like someone that's lower owned, but we'll find some low-owned hitters. I'll take my chances with Sheffield.
All right, so you like Sheffield. Is there anyone else down here that you like, or was that it?
I mean, for me, honestly, I'm probably going to just lock button Sheffield and McKenzie. I love this McKenzie 5,400. It lets me play every hitter I want, And it also, when most people would play these two, they would just play a bunch of studs and try to spend the salary. I got no problem playing these two and leaving salary, even if I like the bat. So that's how I'll be different. I'll be unique tonight. Playing these two, I honestly think they could be the two leading scoring pitchers of the night. Raw points, not even talking salary. So I can play whatever hitters I want by playing these two. I think they're going to be the leading two scorers. The matchups are unbelievable for both of them. They check every box for me, so sign me up.
All right, and just for clarification, AP's on Gallen. Tony, you're not on Gallen.
I'm not on him, but I'm not like completely against him. Like if you get to the end of your team and it comes down to you can play McKenzie or Gallen, like I'm fine with playing Gallen over him. I just might leave McKenzie on my team and leave the 4K salary, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a contrarian take. That'll make your lineup different for sure. AP, anything else before we move off pitcher?
No. I mean, I think those guys, I think we hit the nail on the head. So T, are you locked? Are you playing? Are you getting some McKenzie exposure, or are you in a spot like that? Would you rather? Because here's how I was looking at it. I'm either like playing him getting overweight, or I'm stacking the Tigers. I mean, for me, it's like either or. Like you got to do one or the other. You know?
No, I agree. I'm locking him though, so I'm gonna play. I don't think hardly anyone's gonna play them together because you don't need to. Sheffield and McKenzie. Probably everyone's gonna play one of the two. I mean, most everybody's gonna play one of the two. 60-70% of the field. I'm going to play both of them, and that's going to be 5% of the field. So 5% of the field will have my pitching combo. I think they're the two leading scorers of the slate, so it's going to be fun to find some offense when you can play anyone you want.
Yeah, I'm for sure. Everyone's going to play one of these two, and then one of the top guys, right? One of Wheeler, Gallen, May. Yeah. One of those guys. So yeah, that's definitely a different take. I like it. Let's move on to the.
I guess one last question I had in my notes. I was just looking, but I feel like the Red Sox are going to sweep this series against the Orioles. They got 3 wins in a row. What about like a guy like it's gross, but like Martin Perez? I mean, he has 3 outings where he got you like 18, 19 points, and on a slate like this at 6-1, it could be enough. I mean, would you go that deep, or are you guys not touching that?
I just like those other two guys so much. I don't think you need to do it, but I mean, I like it. I mean, it's fine. I don't love this Baltimore offense by any means. I mean, Brian Holiday's in the 7-hole. Mount Castle, who in the world? The chat's going to make fun of me for not knowing the prospects again, but Mount Castle's in the 6-hole. Like, you have to have a little interest, but I'd rather just play the two guys we talked about.
Yeah, for me, I could see, some interest if you were making 150 and you didn't want to like Tony's going to do, like just lock in 2 pitchers pretty much. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm with Tony. I'd rather play those other 2 guys, but can't hate on it. Baltimore is a weak matchup, that's for sure. But let's move on to the bats. So let's move on. We got Minnesota Twins versus the KC Royals. AP, let's start it with you here. What are we doing with this game?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know me. I always like the Twins. We don't have Nelson Cruz today, but and the park isn't ideal in Kansas City. But I like Max Kepler. So like this is a spot where I definitely like some one-offs. Like when I started building my lineups, there's other teams that I technically like to stack a little bit better. It just works out with if you look at the Twins, they have so many outfielders. And so to stack them becomes tough because you've got to use all of your outfield spots to do so. But I like this spot for some one-offs. I like Max Kepler. I think he's always, a boom or bust type option. I like Jorge Polanco. I like the lefties. And then if you want to, an extreme boom or bust guy is always going to be Miguel Sano in the 6th spot. But there's some stacks I like a little bit better. So I'm treating this like I'm just basically using the Twins today as a one-off, hopefully to get the right home run. And I'm not touching the Royals today. I don't like it. I don't think you need to go there.
All right, Tony, bringing it to you. What are you thinking on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I always say it, but I don't like this park for offense, so I always try to stay away. I like Kepler for a one-off, like AP said. There's no way I'm playing KC bats against this ground ball pitcher. Like Dobnak is not a strikeout guy, but he doesn't get hammered either. So I don't really want to play, especially in this park. I mean, I just don't go on cheap pitchers. I don't need to force in the cheap bats today. So this game is going to be a fade for me. Besides maybe Kepler, maybe Polanco. I could play a one-off in this game for sure if needed, but definitely not full stacks.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. This game is probably going to be a game where maybe a one-off, but for the most part, I'm kind of off. So let's move on to Cleveland versus Detroit in AP. I'm bringing it back to you here. You talked about possibly stacking Detroit, maybe being sneaky. What are you thinking with this game?
Yeah, I ended up siding with the pitcher. So, and I like to make stands like that. Like it's either one or the other. And so I do like the Indians, though. I think they're definitely a team that could get some traction today, possibly. Matt Boyd is someone that just has not been good this year. And so I don't mind attacking him. Maybe like what people see is Matt Boyd, and as maybe they're looking at it like it's Matt Boyd from last year, but he's a completely different pitcher this year. And so, I mean, we could get him fairly low owned. And so I like the big bats from the Indian side. The outfield guy that I like that has just been smashing is Mel Reyes. I mean, that dude has just been on another level right now. I'm going to have some exposure to him for sure. And I don't hate the idea of stacking, like taking 3 or 4 bats from this lineup.
Oh boy. Now, Tony, I was going to bring it to you, but we got JT Hayes in the house right now. 100K winner. My man, I got to go right to him. I'm sorry. We got to skip over you for a second. JT, what's going on, brother? My man, I got to go right to him. I'm sorry. Man, I sound good too, huh?
Give me a sec. I gotta fix my audio here.
You gotta fix that. You gotta fix that audio there. We'll come back to you in a second. Tony, talk to me about this.
It reminds me of the other night when we bring him on during the sweat. He's all hammered up. His camera was off for the first half hour. Couldn't figure out how to get his mug on there. But winners win still. He still got to the winner's circle. What it's all about. I'll talk about this game while he figures it out. I mean, the Indians are just killing the ball lately, it feels like. Boyd has given up bombs all year. You have to like the Indians. I mean, they're definitely on my list. You got guys like Franny Reyes that have always killed lefties. I can't think of a much better spot than him tonight. I mean, he's hitting the ball well right now, all kinds of power. Boyd gives it up in doses. And then obviously Ramirez, Lindor, Santana. Yeah, I love the Indians tonight.
All right, so Tony's on the Indians. Let's move on, though, to Philadelphia Phillies versus the Atlanta Braves. AP, I'm bringing it back to you here. We got Wheeler versus Erlin. I mean, do we want to attack Wheeler at all, or is this a slate where we're just we don't really need to do it? Atlanta popped off yesterday. What are we doing?
Yeah, this is one of those spots where I'm kind of staying away. I don't want to play Wheeler, and I don't really want to attack him either. So I'm like, I don't hate it. You'll get the Braves pretty low owned. So, I mean, if you want to go that route, it's, I wouldn't, tell someone not to, but I don't think you need to do it. And yeah, I think the Philly side is definitely going to be the more popular side. If you can find the salary for Bryce Harper, he's been hitting on another level. Real Muto is obviously a good bat as well. These are kind of the spots that I like to look. I like to find the chalk, and then I like to find a spot that I feel has just as much upside, but we're going to get way less ownership. And I think in one of the games coming up, we're going to find that. So I'm actually limiting exposure or full fading this game outside of maybe some one-offs on the Philly side.
Tony, anything from this game? You were on Erlin, I believe, last time out as a pitcher. I know that's
he crushed too. You remember that?
He did great. I do. He did 4 innings. He had 5 Ks. Yeah, I remember this. So what are you thinking here? Are you attacking him? Or are you just staying away from this game?
So one of the things I think I'm known for in baseball, DFS, is playing the random one-offs that have been successful. That guy tonight for me is the other free money Freddie Freeman. Unbelievable BVP against Wheeler. I know people don't care about BVP. I do sometimes.
What's BVP, Tony? What's BVP? What's BVP?
Batter versus pitcher.
No, that's not real. No, that doesn't matter. Exactly. No, it doesn't matter.
14 for 29, so a pretty big sample. 2 bombs, 3 doubles, 13 walks on top of it. So you know Wheeler, he's a little scared of free money Freeman. And I don't think many people are going to play Freddie at 5-3 tonight. I don't like the full stack against Wheeler, but, man, I like the one-off free money Freeman. I can't wait to tweet it after he hits a bomb. Not free money Freddie, free money Freeman now that we have the other Freddie in there. So has JT got his audio working? Yeah, I want to hear what he thinks about my boy free money Freeman tonight.
He does have his audio working. JT?
We're good. We're good.
God, that voice sounds good.
It does, doesn't it? I finally got it back. I had to refill the fridge after the other night, so finally got everything back together. I had no idea that was a live show, by the way. I was like, I like that call as a one-off. You know, it's funny. AP was talking about it on this slate, and you talked about it too, where all these pitchers are just really bad. I mean, just you're not going to feel comfortable rostering anyone. Someone in chat asked me, hey, who's your favorite pitcher on FanDuel? I'm like, I'm trying to figure out which guy can go 6 innings. That guy might be Wheeler here. And at 14% on DK, I hate the price. I hate the 12% strikeouts, but I don't expect the Braves to score 11 runs again today. So I like the Freeman call, though. I think he's going to give up, some runs here. So, but the Phillies side looks pretty good to me as well, because Irwin had that ridiculous game last outing. He's not going to do that again either. He was getting shelled before the Pirates dropped him. So I like a couple of those righties. The Phillies, the problem is you can't full stack them because there are so many hitters in that lineup that just suck.
Yeah. All right. Let's move it on. I think we talked enough about this game to the Boston Red Sox versus the Baltimore Orioles. Holden thinks their Baltimore Orioles are the best team in baseball from a hitting standpoint. Tony, I'm bringing it back to you. Do you think the Baltimore Orioles are the best hitting team in baseball right now?
I think AP kind of led us into this at first. When these teams go cold, I tend to get off them a little bit. They were unbelievable to start the year, but, man, they've cooled off a little bit recently. Besides, some of these guys at the top are still hitting it, but, man, these guys, the bottom of this lineup is terrible. And Boston's already beat them the last couple days. I'm off Baltimore, and I don't think I'm on Boston either, so I'll let one of these guys talk about it because I think I'm fading this spot.
Yeah, JT, I'm going to bring it back to you here. What are you thinking? Do you like the Red Sox went off kind of yesterday? Alex Cobb they get. What are you thinking here with the Red Sox, and then any interest in Baltimore?
Yeah, Cobb gives up the most home runs of any pitcher on the slate. His 29% home run and fly ball rate. Mitch Moreland is a guy that sticks out for me on Boston as, he's a little priced up at 4.8 on DK, but I don't mind that. The Orioles side, they really are very good against lefties. They've been really good against Martin Perez. It's a team he's struggled against. But at their prices, I just think it might be wise to – it's just not a spot that jumps out to me. Obviously, Alberto in the one hole. Other than that, maybe Nunez is a guy who hits lefties pretty well. But I don't know that this is a spot where I want to use Perez either. It just – I don't know.
All right. AP, JT doesn't know. So what are we doing?
JT does know that Alex Cobb does give up some home runs. So I love the Boston side today. And I'm just curious if ownership projections are going to be right. I'm showing sub 5, like right around 5% for these guys. I just think, I think it's in a good spot. And over the last 3 games, they've been hitting the ball really well. So I love the lefties in this matchup. Verdugo, Devers, Moreland for sure. And then the way I like to finish off the stack is with Bogarts right there. And if you're running it back, you fire up Hanser or Alberto in the one hole right there. But I don't think you need to. I think Boston scores really well. I think they put up a big number tonight, and they sweep them.
Yeah, all right. I don't mind that take. I was on Boston yesterday. I don't mind going back to them today. Let's move on, though, to the team who I think is one of the hottest hitting teams in baseball, the Chicago White Sox versus the Chicago Cubs. This game is going to be massive chalk. We got wind blowing out. Tony, I'm going to bring it to you. I have a feeling I know exactly what you're going to say, but talk about this game real quick, what you like or what you don't like.
Yeah, so the White Sox have just treated us so good. This lineup is totally nasty. I mean, so many guys that can hit bombs. Hendricks is tough. He's not like a great fantasy pitcher, but he is a good real-life pitcher. Limits the damage a lot of times. So I don't know if I want a full stack. And honestly, the number 2 one-off for me might be Yoán Moncada to go with Freddie Freeman. And I don't love the White Sox as much as other people will tonight as far as that side, but I do love Moncada. I definitely will have a bunch of him. And then the Cubs side, I think, is going to be the chalk side of the night, the most popular side. And to be honest, it's tough not to like it. You got Lopez, who I'm guessing won't go deep anyways, bad bullpen. You just have a really good spot. The wind isn't like crazy windy, but it's a little wind blowing out, and this lineup does have power. I haven't been on the Cubs much, but I'm going to need some Cubs tonight in this spot. I mean, the White Sox pitching is not going to be good in this spot. I just have to play some Cubs, so I'll say yes for that side, yes for Moncada as a +1. Probably fade the White Sox as a full stack, though.
Man, I feel like these Wrigley win games, like I feel like I just can remember so many of them just busting so much.
This isn't like a crazy one, though. Like the total's not as high as some of the other ones.
Yeah,
if it was like a 13 total like we've seen there, then I would have a lot more interest. It's only a 10.5. It's nothing too crazy.
All right, well, AP, let's bring it to you. Tony likes this game. This game's going to be very popular. The Cubs will be a little more popular, obviously, but what are you thinking here?
I mean, aren't the winds supposed to die down a little bit, or I mean, what are they showing right now? Like 8 to 9?
It's like 10. It's a little wind, but it's not going to be full blown wind.
Yeah. The Cubs, like they just rarely get it done for me. But I do like to rely on Vegas totals, and Lopez is a dude that he just throws a ton of fastballs right in the zone. And it's just going to be prime for these guys to hit some bombs. So, yeah, I like it. It's chalky. This is the part where I was talking about, like, I like Boston as a pivot off of this stack. And then, how I might approach it is try to find the right one-off, on either the Cubs side. But then I definitely like stacking up the White Sox side. As you guys said, I think they're going to be the lower owned of the two sides. But they've been like they've been hitting the ball way better than the Cubs have. And they are just extremely hot right now. So like I think a White Sox stack mixed with like Boston is going to be a really contrarian approach that has, massive upside tonight. And yeah, I mean, there's so many guys you can pick on the White Sox side. I mean, you can pick my boy Luis Robert, right behind me. Eloy Jimenez. I mean, that dude it can absolutely bomb it. So I love the White Sox side in this game. I'll probably be underweight on the Cubs side, but I'm definitely going to have one or two of them in there as kind of a one-off in my build.
Yeah, these White Sox guys, they hit bombs. JT, let's bring it to you. Let's talk about it. Probably the most popular game on the slate, or at least the Cubs are going to be one of the most popular teams on the entire slate. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I think, in terms of these win games, I do think you're right. It's probably like 60-40 where everyone's like, oh, I got to stack up both sides. And then you see it's like a 5-2 game. The thing here with Hendricks is I don't think anybody's going to own him. And it's a very scary spot. But like David Ross loves this guy. Like they have a legit like man crush on each other. And if we're looking for pitchers on FanDuel who might get 6 innings, look, the White Sox have been hitting, but they still strike out 26% of the time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a random quality start here from Hendricks and for the White Sox to disappoint a little bit. The two Cubs I like in this matchup tonight are Happ and Schwarber. Schwarber hitting cleanup at 4K, Happ leading off. He's 3-3 on DK. Those are two guys who I think right out of the gate can do some damage to Lopez. And like T said, whoever they bring in behind them, they've got one of the bottom 10 bullpens. So any of these White Sox could homer. It's one of those situations where I just don't see them stringing together hit after hit after hit like they've done the last couple of nights.
All right. Let's move it on here. We got the Cincinnati Reds versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Big T, let's bring it back to you here. We got Wade Miley on the mound. What are we thinking here with St. Louis or Cincinnati? Who do we like?
Yeah, so I like this game a little bit. This is one of my probably favorite games. I mean, I'm looking around the board and I don't see a ton I like besides one other game that we're going to get to. But yeah, I like both sides of this game, honestly. Like, Wade Miley sucks. He's always sucked. I hate how he does it. He's another one of these guys that does it with mirrors a little bit, though, where he'll have bases loaded, no outs, and he'll somehow get out of it with like a sac fly or something random. He just sucks, though. Like, you always feel like he's going to get crushed. And I look at this Cardinals lineup, and I really like it for a lineup that can just pound Wade Miley. They got some power in the middle with Goldie and O'Neill. I love O'Neill tonight, by the way. Like, he's another guy that sticks off the page at me that shouldn't be too high owned either. I mean, if you play the Cardinals, you'll have him, but I don't think too many people will one-off Tyler O'Neill against Miley. So I like the Cardinals a lot as a sneaky team. And then the Red side, I mean, this pitcher, whatever his name is, Wang Hung Kim, isn't any good. I mean, he should have been playing in the what was the thing you kept shipping, JT? The KBO. He should have been over in the KBO. It sounds like one of those pitchers. So
he was.
Was he really? I believe it. Was he this year?
Last year he was there when I had no idea that it existed.
Yeah, I believe it because that's where he should be. And this lineup has got my main man, Matt Davidson, back. The lefty masher hit a bomb or had a big game, a couple weeks ago in the same similar spot. Suarez and Castellanos just pound lefties. Irvin pounds lefties. Caselli's a good catcher play. I like both sides of this game. Lots of options. I could see a game stack here. I could see a lot of runs in this game.
Yeah, I like this game too. I like the Red side, I think, a little more than the Cardinal side, but I think both sides are intriguing. AP, let's bring it to you. What are we thinking with this game?
Yeah, I just got my confirmation on this game. I was going to wait to, Big T's the Cincy guy. I was looking at Matt Davidson. I was looking at Suarez. I mean, Caselli, however you say his name. Love all those guys. I think I agree. I think the right-hand bats are going to smash here. And, ownership projections again on this spot look really low. And that's what I love about baseball is it's so easy to get a little bit different and to fade some of the chalk in some of these spots. And like these spots can go off and they can be the difference makers in tournaments. So I love the Red side tonight. I like 3 to 4 man stacks on the Red side, and I like mixing it with the other two teams that I talked about.
Yeah. JT, what are we thinking here? Do you like this game as much as these two guys do, or do you have a different take?
Oh, no. I absolutely love this game. Wade Miley he hasn't been quite the definition of gas can, but very close. He got hurt. He pitched 2 2/3 innings last time out, and he threw 44 pitches, I think. So he's going to throw maybe 60 pitches less if he gets shelled. And then you're going to get into that Cincy bullpen, which has been pretty bad. Cardinals on the other side, Kim should have stayed in the KBO, but he came here for the money. And it's not going to be a good night for him. The Cardinals bullpen has been bad as well. And even Harrison Bader hitting 9th at 3.0. I think this game is going to be overlooked. And these prices are so cheap that, Big T, this is a game. You're going to stack your low pitchers, and you're going to leave like $9,000 on the table.
See, you're getting me excited here.
It's going to be – I'm excited about it. This
Bader pounds lefties too. I love Bader down there.
Yes. Bader, O'Neill. I mean, you could really get any pitch you want, but it's even a better spot to get a little bit more creative and go with those lower price pitchers and leave money on the table here. I think this might be one of my big money lineups tonight. A little game stack here with maybe a one-off from that Cubs or Orioles or one of the teams we'll talk about later that I don't think anybody's going to like.
So this is where I think you bring up a great example, and I know we talk about a ton of game theory because it's what I believe in, but everyone that stacks the Cardinals tonight, this is the type of build I'll have. Like, everyone that stacks them will play Goldie tonight. I talked about Free Money Freeman as my one-off. If you throw Free Money Freeman in there with the Cardinals instead of Goldie, you are so unique. And when Freeman hits 2 bombs and Goldie goes 0 for 5, you are literally – they can't catch you. You're too far ahead. Sure, when Goldie goes off, then that's fine. But you want to be different. You want to be unique while staying on that stack. I mean, I love Goldie. I'm not making it sound like don't play Goldie on any of your St. Louis stacks, but that's an interesting pivot on a style of how I would build a stack of St. Louis.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the point, though. You always talk about it, how to be unique when stacking, and that's a perfect example right there. I love that. Let's move on. AP, I'm going to start with you with this game. You had some interest in Dustin May. We also got Kyle Freeland from the other side for Colorado. The Dodgers have been pretty popular the last couple slates. What are we doing here? I know you're on Dustin May, so you're probably not on the Colorado side. Are you on the Dodgers at all, or are you staying away from Freeland too? Because I think Freeland's like a decent pitcher. I mean, I know the Dodgers are very strong as a unit, so that's why I'm not going to, use Freeland. But are you going to attack him?
This is a move I learned from Big T, but I like the Dodgers like for one-offs. And Cody Bellinger, lefty versus lefty, and he's going to be lower owned. I mean, you got Mookie Betts up there who will be more popular. You got Justin Turner, who is just good, really good against lefties. Everyone just shies away from the lefty-lefty matchup, and so I love Cody Bellinger. He's been hitting it really well over the last 3 games. I think he can take them deep tonight. And he's going to be one of my favorite one-offs. And I love him in that cheap stack. I was just kind of playing around with the build with the Cincy team. And, man, I think that's just another guy that could get it done for you, get you like 20+ along with a cheap stack like Cincy. And so for me, I'm not playing anyone on the Rockies side. Dustin May, he's had one good game and he's kind of struggled, but like his numbers – on the year, there's some good in it. So like, if we can just get the Rockies like in a situation where they're swinging and striking out at a high rate, I think he's interesting. I just like him because I know he's going to be like 5% owned. Definitely a risky move, but man, let's just say like Sheffield gets absolutely shelled or something like that, and the Rangers, hit him deep, like maybe Joey Gallo, and there's definitely some guys in that lineup that can get to him. I'll have an edge on the field if like May and Gallen, like if I pair those 2 guys and then, go with the Cincy stack, I'll have a massive edge on the field if that scenario pans out. So for me, I'm not playing the Rockies. I'm using the Dodgers as one-offs. My favorite one-off is Bellinger, and I'll have a little bit of Dustin May.
All right, JT. AP likes the Dodgers as one-offs, not in a full stack, and he's staying off the Colorado side. Is this game like a stay away for you, or do you have like kind of a same take as AP where they're kind of one-offs?
No, I actually, this is where the Dave Roberts managerial thing comes in and just kind of kill the buzz here, because I think it's a great bounce back spot for May. Like AP said, he's not going to be highly owned, and I want to find ways to get off of Gallen and get off of Sheffield. And we'll talk about it when we get to that game. And for that reason and a couple of others, I wasn't on, but you guys mentioned Tristan Mckenzie from Cleveland. I like him a lot tonight, and that's a guy that I'm going to be using a lot. And I might pair him with May a little bit. And then I think not going a full stack with the Dodgers, but maybe a 3-man with Cody, Chris Taylor, and Kike. I guess you could add Austin Barnes, but that's a stack that's not going to be very popular. And you could mix that with, a 2-2 from Cincy and St. Louis. I really don't have any interest in the Rockies side. I mean, maybe for ownership I should, but it's just not a spot. They're on the road. They strike out a lot. Not all that interested in the Rockies.
All right, Tony, last one. You off this game?
No. So first of all, I don't like to pick on Freeland. I know he's not a great fantasy pitcher, but he does always feel like he holds up in there pretty decent. Doesn't ever like give up 10 runs or something, which you like to have some spurt ability against these pitchers. So I think the Dodgers are perfect for a one-off or a three-man stack, kind of like JT and AP both talked about, where you play Chris Taylor, Kiki, Barnes. You play one guy that I could one-off easily with my type of roster build tonight is just Mookie. Like, he's 6,200 on DK. He's on fire right now. He's against a lefty. He's not going to be crazy high owned outside of Dodgers stacks. So he's another one-off that I can add to my bucket of one-offs tonight with my pitchers. That makes a lot of sense. I like the Bellinger one-off call. Basically, I like the whole Dodgers lineup as a one-off or a mini stack. I don't want to go full stack, though. So if they get into the bullpen, maybe they go off a little bit. Maybe they hit a bomb or two in a row off Freeland. Either way, I don't love them for a full stack. But I do think they score runs, though. They probably score 5 or 6. So, and it's a late game. I know it doesn't mean anything, but it's always nice to have a little burst late, like a Mookie to bring you home or a Bellinger to bring you home, to where if you're kind of neck and neck, you got a little upside to finish the night out and maybe get you over the top.
It's also good that these games, they're not like 7 o'clock. I mean, they're starting an hour earlier, so it's before it gets cool out there and before the ball dies in the air. So you've got a couple of at-bats where guys can have a little bit of extra on that.
Yeah, makes sense. And shout out to David Griffin. Said he can't listen right now. Just popped in for the like. Keep up the good work, fellas. Appreciate you, David. And guys, let's hit that like button. You know, we got 263 people watching right now. We got to get at least 130 likes to get some swag. So hit that thumbs up. You know, helps us keep pumping out this show for free. So if you like the show and you're watching it for free, hit that like button. We appreciate it. Let's move on, though, fellas.
Hold on one sec. Pure ownership, too, with the one-offs. Like, if you want a guy from the Dodgers that no one's going to have on Draftkings, Max Muncy at 5,200, lefty, literally no one's going to play him in their stacks. And I don't like him on the surface, but he's eligible at 2 positions. You're probably going to use him at second base. But no one is going to have him. There's something to be said to have an unknown guy from the Dodgers against a not great bullpen that he can hit it lefty anyways. He's good enough lefty, but no one's going to have Max Muncy tonight, and there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. But let's move on. We got the Houston Astros versus the San Diego Padres. This is a really strong team. Always like this lineup. Tony, I'm going to keep it here with you. What are we doing with this game?
Yeah, so this is the other game besides the Reds game that I was talking about that I'm focusing on. And the Padres just score runs every night. They've reached that point where you almost have to have some Padres every single night if you're playing. I don't love this spot as much, but man, they score every night, like I said. So I think it's more of a mini stack for me with these guys at the top. 1 through, well, we don't have a lineup yet, but I'm assuming 1 through 4, 1 through 5. I don't love the guys at the bottom as much, but my spot of the night, I think, is going to be Houston. Zach Davies has been good this year. He's always been a decent real-life pitcher, not a good fantasy pitcher because he doesn't strike anyone out. I just like this Houston lineup against a guy like Davies, and I don't think they're going to be owned tonight just because they're a little sneaky. They're an underdog. They're in a park that isn't the greatest for hitting, and this lineup isn't at full strength with, we don't have the lineup yet, at least I don't, but you can play a guy like Kyle Tucker. He's going to be unowned. A lot of these guys have upside, and I think they're going to be my sneakier team of the night just because I don't think they're going to get ownership.
All right, so Tony likes this game, AP. What say you?
Yeah, this is one of those games where, like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, the pitching is okay, I don't feel too comfortable, with these offenses. I like the other spots we talked about, and these are two pitchers that are pretty good at limiting damage, and so I don't really feel too comfortable attacking them. I get what T was saying about the Padres. I mean, it's you could play Fernando Tatis, on any slate. That dude just has massive upside. Again, if I was maxing the slate, I would use this spot as one-offs. I'd use Tatis as a one-off. You could pick many of these guys in this lineup as a one-off. But for me, I like some of these other spots that we talked about so much, and I like to pick and choose my spots on these slates. And so this is going to be one of those spots that I'm definitely under-owned on the bat side.
All right, JT. AP is going to be a little under-owned on the bat side. Tony likes some of the bats here. What about you?
Yeah, I like some of the bats a little bit here. Belak is a guy who doesn't strike out, many batters, and he's been pretty lucky. He's had a 189 BABIP, so that's going to go up obviously, whether or not tonight's that night. But San Diego's been so hot, and had Eric Hosmer the other night. I have to have love for Hosmer, right? I mean, we've got to be loyal to the guys that get us there. So, and then on the Houston side, Davies doesn't strike anyone. I can't believe he's an 8K pitcher. I mean, last year he was literally, I think his price went above 5K 3 times. I mean, it's so ridiculous. You have to think that he's going to get blown up sometime here soon. And maybe tonight's that night. I haven't looked at this game all that much, other than knowing that I really didn't want these pitchers.
Yeah, Davies seems like that guy though right now, JT, who maybe he's not going to pitch the gem, but does he get blown up that often? What about that? He doesn't really seem like he's a guy that gets blown up very often.
Yeah, I mean, this year he hasn't yet. He hasn't really had a bad game yet, which is, one of those surprises of this short little season here is that Zach Davies has been pitching well at 36, 37 years old.
Yeah, no doubt. And then you get obviously going up against the Houston team where a lot of these bats are expensive. Well, at least the top guys. So that'll be interesting on this slate. But let's move on. We got the Texas Seattle game next, and we got Sheffield. He's going to be super chalky, and I've already got these guys' takes on the pitcher. JT, you kind of came in for the hitters, but you haven't really given any takes on the pitcher. So I'm going to start with you here. First, give me your take on Sheffield. Are you on him or are you off him as chalk? And then if you're off of him, I assume you like some of the bats if you're off of him.
Yeah, I mean, the projections I'm seeing are that he's, somewhere in the 40% range ownership, which for a guy that I think, I looked at his scores earlier, he's had a couple of decent games in a row, which, I was talking about this with you, Tony, last night with Freed. That's when I like to jump off, especially these guys that are rookies. And everyone's just hating on Texas. So, and someone, I think, say, oh, Sheffield hasn't given up a home run yet this year. I mean, do we really think that this guy's going to go the whole season and not give up any bombs? This team, especially with Santana back, Solak's a guy, I like his talent. Trevino, hit a bomb the other night. You got Gallo in the middle of this lineup. It's not the best part, but solely for the fact that Sheffield, for some reason, and I guess that speaks to the state of the pitching on this slate. I'm going to be underweight on Sheffield. I don't think I'm going to fade him completely just because there's not a lot here. And Texas, he could do the same thing as Margevicius last night. Strike out 7 guys in 4 2/3, and then all of a sudden give up a couple of bombs, and he's done enough to put you in contention. But I will be on the Texas side a little bit here. And then on the Seattle side, Jordan Lyles is the worst pitcher on the slate by the numbers. So I don't think anyone's going to play Seattle. I don't know if I'm going to have these in my main lineups, but Seattle's been crushing the ball. Kyle Lewis in the middle of that lineup is looking pretty good. Kyle Seager at 3-3 on DK. I mean, you want to do some one-offs there. Those are guys that I could see taking Lyles out of the park tonight, as well as that bullpen, which is bottom 5 in baseball.
Yeah, I don't mind that, stacking up against Jordan Lyles. I agree. I don't like him at all. So I don't mind going to the Seattle team. Tony, I know that you're on Sheffield, but what about the other side? Any interest on the other side?
No, I mean, I hate this park, and I mean, honestly, with Sheffield, like he's projected like 3 points higher than Gallen. Whew, I mean, you look at the K rate for these Texas guys. I mean, over the last 2 years, you got guys like White at 43%. I mean, you got just absurd K rates. Whew, I mean, Sheffield is I'd have a hard time fading him tonight, but I don't see any offense that I like in this game. I mean, Texas, they do have some power, but man, some of my favorite guys in the lineup, like Santana and Gallo and Odor, even they're lefties going against a left. I mean, oh man, I got the willies even looking at that matchup for the offensive side.
All right, AP, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm torn. I'm with so I came into this being underweight on Sheffield. Tony's piqued my interest a little bit more. And I mean, Big T's he's been killing it.
I just trust the projections with pitchers.
I got you.
And they usually just work out. And I try to find hitters. I don't know. You can project pitchers way easier than you can project hitters.
These are the spots too, though, where if we got a pitcher that's going to be 40% owned, we know the bats on the other side are not going to be owned at all. And if they get to them, I mean, you're immediately going to be leapfrogging over everyone in tournaments.
100%.
So like on the Rangers side, I like Joey Gallo. I want some guys with power that could hit it out of the park. As Tony said, it's not a good park to attack at all. And so I'm torn on the spot. I do like the Mariners side. JT mentioned it. We got Austin Nola, Kyle Seager, Kyle Lewis. All three of those guys have home run upside. There's some pretty gross spots in this lineup as well, and so it's probably just those three guys for me.
All right. I don't know about this game. I think I'm more on the cheap pitcher, but I see the argument for both sides. Let's move on. Arizona versus San Francisco. Tony, our Giants. You talked about it a little earlier. They get a tough matchup now against Gallen, one of the top pitchers on the slate, and it's a righty. We want the lefty normally, right? So are you just kind of off the Giants today? Anything from the Arizona side, though, or are you off this game?
Yeah, I mean, the Giants have treated us good the last couple days with some spots. And today is the exact opposite for me, though. I mean, Gallen is solid. I can't imagine them just hitting him hard today, even if they hit a bomb or two. So definitely off the Giants. But Arizona's one of the sneakier teams. I mean, Tyler Anderson isn't any good, and no one's going to play Arizona in this spot, I don't think. So, I mean, you got guys like Nick Ahmed, who I think is an elite +1 type play. Kevin Cron down at the bottom, and then obviously the good guys. I mean, both Martes, Christian Walker. I like Arizona a little bit. They're one of the teams that stick out to me tonight. So definitely Arizona, no San Fran for me.
I'm really glad to hear you say that because I really like Arizona tonight too as like a very sneaky stack. Last year I always stacked Arizona against the lefty. This year it hasn't worked out as much, but I agree with you. Anderson's not very good. JT, I'm going to bring it to you. We're not going against Gallen, right? Like, I assume you like Gallen. Is that fair to say? Do you like Gallen today?
Yeah, I mean, I do. This isn't.
Wait a second. Hold on. No. Hold on. What is? Yeah, I do.
That's basically my same reaction too.
So,
the funny part.
But do you like him or do you not like him? Because that just made me think like maybe we should play some bats against Gallen the way you just made it sound.
Yeah, I am going to, and I am going to because Gallen is a great pitcher. We all played him last week when he was, the roof was open. Everyone's like, oh, you can't play Gallen. And he was easily the top scoring pitcher on the night, right? I look at, is he going to repeat that performance in this spot, right? Well, that was a different, against an Oakland team with power, but a lot of strikeout upside. the Giants are a team that has some power, but they don't really have that strikeout upside this year. And I think when everybody thinks about the Giants, they think about last year. They think about, we're just going to pitch against the Giants and pick on them like we do with Texas this year. So two things. Gallen at his price, a significant price jump. I don't expect him to repeat his performance. I don't know that I'm going to full stack the Giants, but I love Yaz. I mean, that was the most hurtful thing about the other night, rooting for him to make it out.
JT, I am so with you because we were both rooting for the same thing, right? And I'm with you. I love Yaz. Like I literally hated it. It was the worst. But
I loved it. I'm against you guys. I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved rooting against him. It felt good.
You're all for chaos.
It felt good. It felt good because he got out. It wouldn't have felt good if he hit that bomb.
It felt good if he hit a bomb. I'll tell you that much.
We would have all been crying. But Baby Az at the top, Dickerson is too cheap. He got dinged up a little bit. He's been through a little bit of a slump. Brandon Belt is 3-3. That's probably it for me on this side, but I do like those three bats. And then you've got to and you have to, you're not paying attention if you're not stacking against Tyler Anderson every single game. Like every single game against this guy. What is it? 5.95 xFIP. He gives up 50% fly balls. They move the fences in. This game starts at 5 o'clock on the West Coast, so it's still going to be nice and warm. A lot of juicy home runs from guys like Starling and Walker, and even Carson Kelly you can throw into that mix. And then once they get Anderson run, you're going to get the absolute worst bullpen in baseball that's got a 6.11 xFIP and has given up 2 home runs per 9 over the last 10 days. So I might have to go back to my tiers and change my top stack to Arizona.
See, this is why we bring JT on the show, though. This is what I love. He just gives the winners. I like Tony. This is what we wanted, right? That was perfect breakdown. Arizona to me is one of my favorite stacks now. After listening to JT just break them down, AP, what do you think? Are you on with JT and me with Arizona and Tony a little bit?
I mean, I am now. The man sold me. How can I not be? I do like Gallen still. Like I've been playing him all year. Like every time he's on a slate, I always play him, and he's done very well for me.
We're talking about the Arizona side.
No, I know. I'm just confirming
that
I'm not playing the San Francisco side because I'm playing Gallen. But yeah, I like the Arizona side. Like second base is kind of weak, so I know I'm going to be overweight on Marte. But yeah, I like the other guys that he mentioned. I'm with you guys. Let's full stack this.
I love it.
JT brings the wins too, so you got to love it.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't wait for tomorrow when Arizona puts up like 13 runs, and we're just gonna have to bring JT back on again just to gloat. Yep. So, I mean, guys, I think we got through the entire slate. Let's just finish it out. Oh, don't forget, guys, hit that thumbs up button. We're at 102 right now. We got to get to 130 if you guys want some swag. Let's go. Let's hit that like button. Let's give a home run call. JT, let's start with you. Give us a home run call. Maybe someone under the radar.
Yeah. So Schwarber, I mentioned earlier, I like hitting cleanup at 4K. Christian Walker right here in this lineup. At 3.6, and then I'm gonna go with Kyle Seager as well as my third one. I think Seattle's gonna hit a couple of home runs off of Jordan Lyles. It's just like it's inevitable. It's like gravity. That's what's gonna happen.
All right, AP, who are you thinking? Give me one. Give me a sneaky one.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bunch of home runs on the Boston side. This man I'm looking at doesn't have a home run yet this year, which is crazy to think about. But Jackie Bradley, batting 8th. He's going to get one tonight, guys. I knew Tony would laugh at that one. I think Moreland's going to get one.
If you pick a dude that hasn't hit one all year, you're going to impress me.
I wrote it down.
I think we're going to see like 3 or 4 home runs on the Boston side.
From Jackie?
Not from him, just one from him. Moreland, Devers. I like the lefties, man. They're going to get it done tonight.
All right. Big T, Come on, give us the one-off winners.
Yeah, I mean, so Free Money Freeman is definitely one of them. That's the easy one, though. But then, so the Arizona one, my second favorite one-off of the night is going to be Nick Ahmed at shortstop in the 7-hole for Arizona. Red hot all year, always has killed lefties. Absolutely, Nick Ahmed is my second one-off. And then give me – I got to hit all three tonight just because we shipped last show, so we got to go back-to-back. Give me Tyler O'Neill for my third one-off kind of bomb. I'll go with those three.
Well, damn it, Tony, because you took my sneaky one and Nick Ahmed. I love that call. That was a great call.
I'm lock buttoning him tonight. Like he's my favorite play.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my boy Ketel Marte. He's going to jack one out tonight. I like this Arizona side. Love the Nick Ahmed call.
Arizona's going to ship for us. JT, he had me I was 6 to 9. And then once he talked about that Giants bullpen, it went all the way to midnight.
Yep. Went all the way to midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too good.
Oh, boy. All right, boys, I think that's it. We didn't get enough likes to get the swag. So, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, we've got 2 shows back to back. We got the NBA show at 10 a.m. and then we got an MLB show at 11 a.m. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Some Sunday multiple shows. So get over there. If you haven't got over to Run Pure Sports, get over there now. Check us out. If you sign up for the month, you're locked in. 65. You'll be locked into that for life. 65 for the month. So get in now. That offer ends, I think, the beginning of September. So get in now. And if you want to just try us out for a week, $20. $20 for the week. That's nothing, right, AP? That's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing, man. Nothing at all.
Yeah,
get in there. Let's go. Get the winners.
That's it. But guys, we'll catch you next time. We got to get into the Discord. For me, JSU, Big T, AP, and JT. We'll see you later.
Captain still here with us? Do we need to start talking about some MMA winners till he comes back?
And this thing might still be live.
That's honestly what I mean. That's why we might have to just go into some MMA winners till he gets back. I mean, MMA's locking it.
Yeah, talk to me about MMA, Big T.
Yeah, so tonight it's only nine fights too. So let me look at this real quick. Let me pull it up while we're waiting for our boy to come back. So yeah, it's hard because it's 9 fights, but we got a minus 1,500 favorite in there. We got who obviously you should just lock button. I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't lock button a minus 1,500 favorite, but I kind of like this 7,300 dog in the second to last fight that everyone's going to play the other way. But this, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Prignio, I mean, is plus 190, so a dog, but you're going to get so much leverage on the field by doing that I think that's the winner. Are you guys playing tonight? JSU, do you got teams in there?
I mean, I think I might have to get some teams in there right now, just real quick.
It's only 9 fights is the thing, so you got to pick six.
I know, but I'm sweating out NBA. We got MLB.
Yeah, I mean,
play.
We got a lot of problems. We need our boy, the captain, to come back and get this.
We need the captain to pull the plug on the show. I'm literally. By the way, guys, if you didn't play Brogdon, you might be drawing dead if you didn't play some Malcolm Brogdon, because that dude is
what's he
smashing. He's got like 24, 7, and 13 right now. Yeah. So core plays, Big T.
He is.
Anyone else?
He's breaking the slate. Yeah.
JSU.
Well,
AP?
I'm not. I mean, yeah, I'm playing what you guys say to play too. So of course.
I mean,
you have to, man. You guys are smashing.
Again, it's the winners. I don't get it. Like, it's every day. Tony, come on, every day.
I mean, it's been good. We have definitely been doing well, especially when we get GT on here with us.
You guys know too. We're at 124 right now. You just have to get to 130 to get some swag. Hit that thumbs up, like whoever's in there.
That's why the captain's laying things.
You've already lost like 70 people from the chat. Like, you got a good chance right now. Like, hit that thumbs up.
That's a backdoor job if I've ever seen
it. I want to make Tony go to FedEx multiple times in the next week. The like button's going up. I see someone at FanDuel best pitcher. We didn't really talk much FanDuel. Why don't we just give it to the people real quick? If you guys have FanDuel, JT, you got a FanDuel like top pitcher for us tonight. Who's like your favorite over there?
That's why it's tough, because you're kind of trying to figure out which one of these dudes is going to go 6 innings, right? Because you want that quality start over there. So I don't know. I mean, Gallen probably gives up a couple of runs. He's not unplayable, certainly by any means, on this slate. And if you want to be risky, you can go with Hendricks or May. I think those are the three, unless Big T thinks that either Justice or Tristan are going to go 6. I don't necessarily. I'm pretty confident Mckenzie won't go 6, but on DK he'll give us enough. But those would be the three that I think are in the mix on FanDuel.
All right. Tony, do you have a different take on FanDuel? Like, who's your top guy there? Is it still like Sheffield and McKenzie?
So FanDuel's a lot tougher tonight. I like FanDuel when there's just a deadlock, one guy you can play and just lock him in and stack around it. Man, it's a lot harder on FanDuel. I still like Sheffield. I mean, honestly, so in my projections that I'm using right here, I have Sheffield projected as the highest scoring pitcher on the slate, not counting salary, not counting anything. Raw points, I have him as the number 1 pitcher on the slate. So I'll probably play him, honestly. I just like him. That Texas team strikes out a ton. I don't like it as much as DK because the pricing just isn't as good to play him at 7,500 when you can get Gallen at 10K, but I think he outscores him. I'm going to bank on Sheffield dominating this Texas team. And I think he's going to be lower owned, though, on FanDuel because it is easy to play whoever you want on FanDuel. So maybe we get Sheffield 20% on FanDuel, which I think is pretty good.
Yeah. Someone saying in the chat we did it. I'm still seeing 129. Anyone see 130? I don't see 130. Do we? Okay. All right. I don't see it, but all right. I'll take you at your word for it. Who wants to give the scroll? Pick some swag. Anyone? Big T? All right. I'll do it.
I got so many things on my screen right now.
I got it. God, Gordon misses an easy floater. Let's see here. All right. Oh, man. Garrett Mendenhall. You still in the chat here? Garrett Mendenhall, if you are still in the chat, you want some swag, hit up Big T.
Hit that, Miles Turner. Hit that.
At Big T 44, or that's on Twitter, or just hit him up in the Discord if you're not here. He gone? These nuts says he's gone. Well, if he's gone, we got to pick somebody else.
They don't know if he's gone. They always say this. Yeah, that's their favorite move.
They're greedy.
Yeah, that's their favorite move.
Well, all right. I mean, is the captain is he gone? Like, did he?
I think he keeled over on us during the show.
Yeah. Our producer might have something might have happened.
I mean, I would say we just sign off, but I don't know what will happen to the thing.
Well,
it'll stay live.
Huh?
Yeah.
It'll just stay live.
With just no one on it?
Well, until our, someone signs us off.
Boy, G Risen says, talk about Matt Davidson. Yeah, I mean, Matt Davidson, we love Matt Davidson.
He invites me in and then he disappears. I don't know what to make of this.
It is good.
This Miami game is just, this Miami game is printing right now. Woo!
It's good news for the Big T core plays.
Yeah, for the JSU core plays too.
Love it.
Oladipo made something. Yeah, boy.
Oladipo's going to go on one late push here.
He just hit one right there. He just took it to Bam. He just took it right to him.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we need here.
Dude, this game's
such a lazy pass.
Staying so close.
Yeah, I mean, can we get a little overtime?
Oh, now you're getting greedy, Big T. I love it.
Of course I'm getting greedy. Absolutely, I'm getting greedy.
No, I want overtime too. We just stacked this game up, it looks like.
Eric Johnson, the
such
price,
a bad pass.
Eric Johnson for Run Pure, the price $65 if you sign up before September 1st. It goes up to 80 after that.
Yep, and you'll be locked into that 65 for life. So if you sign up before September 1st, you're going to get it at 65 for the rest. You know what I mean? Month to month, you'll always have it at 65. Whereas if you sign up after, it's going to be 80. So get in now before September 1st. Let's see here. JT, any other nuggets for this slate? Anything else you want to any 9-hole hitters? Jacoby Jones you want to feed us?
I was actually just looking for the best shortstop, and not that he's the best shortstop, but I talked a little bit about one-offs in the Orioles game. I mean, Pat Valaika hitting 5th at 2.5 against Perez. I might have 5% of him.
And 95% Nick Ahmed?
No, yeah, a lot of Nick Ahmed, and Chris Taylor.
I like it. Chris Taylor. Okay, I like me some Nick Ahmed. I'm definitely in that camp.
JC, yeah, you get the showdown for 65. The only thing you don't get for the 65 is the bets. With the bets, it's going to be $100. For $100 will get you everything on our site come September 1st.
Yep, but the showdown stuff you'll still get with that 65. Yep.
Carson,
we're going to be doing
tonight. Yes.
And we're going to be doing, Tony, we might as well talk about this a little here, but we're going to have showdown videos for all the NFL, main single game slates, like, Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night. We're going to have showdown videos, showdown playbooks, all that stuff for those big NFL games. So if you like showdown, you like NFL, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of content out. You're going to have Big T, the showdown guy, he'll be handling the showdown stuff there. So definitely want to check that out. That's I can't wait. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a good time. The showdown giblets.
Great. I can't wait. I mean, we got a Millie maker, I think, right out of the gate for that first Thursday night showdown. So
yep.
Can't ask for much more than that. It's gonna be fun times.
Oh, we got Mangone in. It's gonna help us out. To help us really shut this thing down.
All right,
Mangone to the rescue.
Is he coming on right now? Is Mangone jumping on?
Oh no, he was just going behind the scene.
Redmond, there'll be a Morning Wood show, Redmond. Absolutely, there will be.
Yep, Sunday Morning Wood show with Hoop, Big T, and someone else. I don't know who else yet, but someone else. So stay tuned for that.
Any love for Whit? No love for Whit from us, I don't think.
Showing up at 6:15 for a 5 o'clock show. That's good.
That means it's a good shape.
Welcome, Jonas. You're here.
Yeah, I like this dog in the MMA. No one's gonna have this dog, but let's see what the current line is right now. Plus 191. Marcin Prichnio.
What time is MMA? Is it 7? Is that one locked?
15 minutes until the lock.
Oh man.
Yeah,
it's just staring at me right now too.
Yeah, get in there. It's winners.
I got to look at Titletown stuff real quick. Titletown. Check out. He did the playbook over at RPS. If you're into MMA, that's another thing. You can check out the playbook. We still got 45 minutes, no slate locks. So get over there and check the playbook out for MMA, the core plays, all that stuff.
Until it locks.
Yeah, I thought you said 7 o'clock. It's 6:30.
6:30, I said.
Oh, jeez, man. Now I'm rushing. Now I feel rushed.
That's what I said.
And God.
Redmond, the bet show, I think, starts right when the fight starts. So I'm guessing 6:30. the show starts. Hopefully we go back on there again tonight, boys, and root in a late shipper. If we're getting ready to ship, we're going right back on that bet show.
Yeah, no doubt.
It'll be good. This time I'll know it's live. So.
You might not again if you get enough bombs by then.
That's true.
All right, boys. So we're gonna try this. So we're gonna get out of here, guys. But again, thanks for just hanging out and chatting with us.
Thanks for stopping by, Jonas.
Yeah, we appreciate the 6:15 arrivals. We appreciate you.
If worse comes to worse, it's just a blank screen for a minute.
Yeah, and you can watch this on rerun, so it doesn't even matter anyways. But again, for all of us, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. We're back on for NBA and MLB, so check us out. All right.
See ya.